first segment of this lesson will share how to create a thumbnail from scratch. Follow along to see how you can use these instructions in other designs even if you aren't a YouTube content creator. If you are watching this tutorial to learn all about the text effects that Canva has to offer for free, check the description for the timestamps of the video so you can watch and re-watch the segments you need. Open up your Canva app on your laptop or go to the website canva.com. Log into your account. Type in YouTube thumbnail in the search bar to open up a blank canvas. You can type in other things as well if you are wanting to create other types of projects. You may want to upload your own photographs. You can do this by going to the left-hand side and looking at the Upload tab. You can upload images from multiple sources, including your device, Facebook, Google Drive, Instagram, or even Dropbox. I already have the 2 images I want to use in my thumbnail. Pro tip: you can upload multiple images at once by going to your device folder and dragging them onto the canvas. We will start with our background image. When you select your image, your top panel will change to show you effects, filter, adjust, crop, flip, eye for info, and animate buttons. It will also give you options for position, transparency, linking, a lock, a duplication button, as well as a trash can. This panel will look different depending on what item you are selecting for your project. Let's select our photograph by clicking it. Then use your right mouse key to pull down another image panel. Take notice of all of the options here as well. They will show you shortcuts you can use for copy, paste, deleting, and positioning. Canva users can even add a comment about the item as well. We are going to set this image as background. Let's add our secondary image to our canvas. We are going to create image effects to make it stand out. But first, I want to take a moment to share with you about Pixabay.com. I wanted to share with you, my subscribers, my favorite go-to source to find royalty-free stock, as I know many of you are YouTube content creators. I apologize in advance for my terrible pronunciation of these international creators. My current background image is by Conjure Design, and the second one is by a person I'm not going to insult by trying. My guesses sound atrocious. I will leave links to both artists' pages in the description below. Let's get back to Canva where the fun is just getting started. Remember, you can change the size of your images by clicking on the dots and lines. Let's add an image effect. You may wish to adjust the image in brightness, contrast, saturation, tint, blur, X-process, or even vignette. I recommend playing around with moving the dots from left to right to see what happens with your image. Once you have it settled, look at the Effects button at the top panel. You may not have all of the effects that I have yet, but if you scroll down, you will see a you may also like. I am particularly fond of using shadow. But comment below if a video about all of the image effects by Canva would be educational for you. Currently, there are 6 different options and each one has a variety of settings that you can change. I typically use glow, but each one has a unique quality that you might absolutely love. When you click the lines with circles on them, a new menu will pop up. Each type will have a different menu option. But let's look at drop. I used glow in my previous lesson, so if you would like to see that, check out the info card. Canva users are able to change the direction of the drop, how much offset there is, the angle, transparency, blur, and even customize the color. I am going to use white and these settings for this thumbnail design. I made a small adjustment. I used top right, offset 4, angle 1, transparency 69, blur 7, color white. It's now time to make some adjustments to your background image. I'm going to try flipping it horizontally and moving my foreground image to the right side. I may decide I don't like it, so I'm going to make a duplicate of this page by clicking the Duplicate Page button. Using the Duplicate button allows you to keep what you've worked on intact while making edits to a new canvas. I will be doing this throughout this process. We will be making some adjustments to the background after we add some text. There are several ways to add text. If you aren't sure what font you'd like to use, this is a great time to investigate templates. Add a brand new canvas to your project by clicking the plus sign in the upper corner. We are going to look at templates. You will want to focus on looking at the fonts. Ignore the rest. Since this is a food YouTube thumbnail, I'm going to see all of those templates to see if any of them stand out. Ignore the fabulous images and just focus on the writing. If you hover over the template, 3 dots will pop out. Clicking on it will share the creator, keywords, fonts, as well as the colors. When you select Add Style, it will add the text, subtext, along with one of the colors. You can shuffle through these if you like one of the colors as well. I'm going to pick this one. Remember, you can always change your font, color, and customize other things in the future. It's time to think about your title, description, and thumbnail text if you haven't already. Your thumbnail text needs to be big and readable. Remember, many people will be viewing your video from a mobile device. It is better to not have too much text in your thumbnail. Keep it simple, although sometimes you may want to add a subtext as well. This video's title might include Slap Yo Mama's Applesauce. Don't be offended, it's a Southern U.S. phrase and it doesn't mean that you should actually slap your mama. But for the thumbnail, I will use something different. Homemade applesauce. I will change the colors once I get it onto the correct page. Select both text boxes and move them to the page with your images on them. We will need to customize our color, size, and add text effects. You may want to adjust your image over slightly, as well as make the final adjustments to the sizes of your thumbnail text. Select your text boxes to have your top panel show up. Click on the text effects, and in this thumbnail, I'm going to use lift, and I'm going to bump it all the way up to 100. This lifts the text off the background image. If you watch through to the end, I will share with you a clip on all of the text effects available for free with Canva on the same thumbnail. This is when you will wish to adjust your background image. Select your background by clicking it, and you can actually add effects, filters, adjust, crop, and of course flip it as well. You can even change the transparency, which is sometimes helpful. For this example, I'm going to select Filter and choose Peony and lower the intensity to 30. This thumbnail looks fabulous, but I'm going to add a line and a couple of rectangles to change it up just a little bit to see what the difference is. Click your background, and a keyboard shortcut for lines is the letter L. This is such a time saver. The line panel will be there, and you can customize it by color, weight, style, and even end caps. If this wasn't a thumbnail, you could even animate it. Now, let's change the transparency to 50. Next step is to add a rectangle. Keyboard shortcut is R, but you can find it in the Elements tab by typing rectangle. Adjust the size by moving the white lines on each side of the rectangle. My style choice is to have it almost completely cover the background. I'll change the color to white and then adjust the transparency. We will then position it to the back, center, and middle. Next, it's time to add another type of rectangle. Look in Shapes and scroll down until you find an unfilled rectangle. Make the adjustments so that it fits the outside of the translucent shape. Send it to the back and make any other necessary adjustments you need. What do you think of this look? Let's talk downloading. The download button varies depending on your browser. In Google Chrome, it's located on the upper right side. The file type is important. When you upload your custom thumbnail into YouTube, it may suggest you need a smaller file. If you download a PNG and it's too big, come back and download as a JPEG. If you have multiple pages, be sure to select the page you wish to download. Click Done, then Download. On my laptop, it always goes to my download folder. Remember when I said I'd talk text effects? It's time. I'm going to duplicate this page so I can work on the changes in the duplicate canvas. Let's look at shadow first. In shadow, you can change how far the offset is, the direction of the offset, the blur amount, the transparency, as well as the color. You can even change the shape and make it curved if you want. You'll keep hearing about that. We already went through lift, but again, you can add a curve to this effect as well. See what I mean? Let's look at the hollow text effect next. You can change the thickness and, of course, curve if you want. The color changes can be made in the top text panel. Next up is Splice. This is one of my personal favorites to use. Canva users can customize the thickness of the outline, the offset between the two, the direction, as well as the color. And you can curve it! Bet you didn't see that one coming. With Splice, the outline can be changed on your top panel while the solid lettering can be changed in your effects. There are 3 more effects to show you, along with more information about curve. Echo is very similar to shadow, but it has 2 shadows back there instead of just 1. Your customize options include the offset, direction, and color. Guess what? You can curve this one too. Following Echo is Glitch. Canva users can modify the offset and direction. There are currently only 2 color options for you to choose with this one. Maybe later Canva will add an option where you can choose your own glitchy colors. We can always dream, right? After all, curve was once a dream and on the wish list of almost every single Canva user. The last effect is Neon. This one you can change the intensity of the brightness, but you can change the colors in the top text panel. I personally love to use this one underneath other text effects. Here is an example of what I would do using neon under a splice. Finally, it's time to get to curve. This is a pretty new feature, and even better, they allowed it to be a feature that can be used with other effects, which I've shown you above. You can change the curve, which really makes it customizable. This is an effect that can really be enhanced with the top panel spacing button. Check it out. This video was inspired by a member of the YouTube cooking community. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments and I'll happily address any concerns you have. It might even inspire me to create new content like this. Thanks for learning with Canva tutorials by Like It or Not. If you like this content, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to be informed when I create new lessons. Have a great day. See you next time. Bye.